Yeah, I think social media was important. I think as a tool of communication, obviously it was new and it allowed people to organise and to talk to each other with a speed that had been previously impossible, and it gave them the actual sort of tactical advantage over the government and over the police in the first few days. Of course, in the end, it also took people physically going out and risking their lives and throwing rocks and burning down police stations. Today, it continues to be important. I mean, now Egypt, the government has blocked 430 websites. They're really exercising a lot of control over the online sphere, and so Facebook and Twitter actually remain quite important. Basically, it's people's primary news source because everything else is blocked now. It's not fake news in the same way that fake news is happening here, because it's not being done by people making money off it and knowing how to design it to get clicks. But you have a lot of competing narratives. So, you know, people will believe what the military tell them, or people will believe what the Brotherhood tell them, or people will be more from the Revolution side. And so there is a constant competition over narrative, over what's going on in the present in terms of how the crackdown and the political sort of crushing of the Sissi regime is. No, I mean, in the particular way that this revolution happened, it definitely needed it. It needed the speed of communication. It needed for... One of the main triggers of the revolution was the killing of Khalil, a young man in Alexandria, and the picture of his body and how it had been totally disfigured by being tortured by the police went everywhere on the internet. And I think that was really one of the key emotional triggers within Egypt. And yeah, that couldn't have happened without social media. Yeah, for sure. And I think also one of the things that's happened around the world is there was an idea that we now had entered something like the age of information, where all you need to do is spread news of an injustice, and if enough people know about it, that injustice will end. And so that was why there was really a lot of impetus behind tweeting and putting out videos and putting out material. And I think one of the things that has changed in the last few years is that promise that the internet held has been shown to not be true, and I think that's left us in a very difficult position around the world. Like, what is the point of this information age? What are we transmitting all of this information to? Because obviously it takes something more than just a general understanding to actually bring about any kind of serious change. And that's, I think, a kind of crisis that the internet is going through right now. But it's not on its own enough, right? Like right now, if I was to spend the next 6 months tweeting out videos of people beaten in Egyptian prisons, I don't think it would do anything. Whereas in 2011, I think there was really a sense that just the transmission of information was like the first step on some kind of irresistible path towards justice. We get this bad news is sitting on our phone, it's in our pocket 24 hours a day.
It's too much.
It's actually too much, and you have to switch off somehow. We can't process all of this information all the time and then still be functional, and then still think in a useful way about how we could act. You know, all we can feel now is somehow guilty that we're not looking at this stuff on our phone, because it's a very difficult position that we've all created for ourselves.